Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
For you in Huntsville, Texas.
Good morning, Huntsville. My name is Garrett Klong, and I am sitting in for our friend and our host, Rob Hipp. It is day 3 of being a brand new father to a family of 4 now. So they've got 2 kids. So I'm going to bring in my friends, our Foundation 5 sponsors of today. It is Miss Kaye and Mr. Rick Boehning from Tomorrow's Promise. How are y'all doing this morning?
Doing great.
Gosh, if I was doing any better, I'd have to be twins to enjoy it.
And the world
There's our comedic relief for today.
The world could not take that, trust me.
Wow.
I'm going to give you a hard time, Rick. I have something sitting on my desk here that you said you wanted that you have not come to get yet. So
I want both of them.
They are waiting for you.
Oh, well, so I need to get it by there.
Listen, it's easy. University Bookstore. Just park at the parking garage, walk across the Sky Bridge, go past the Starbucks and take a left, and boom, right there.
Would it be okay if I skipped across the Sky Bridge?
You know what? I wouldn't have it any other way, sir. Wouldn't have it any other way.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Excellent. Good morning, Laura. Thank you for being our first. Good morning, Huntsville, with 2 pretty hearts. So I know we were talking about it beforehand, but my daughters are going to Tomorrow's Promise while they're not doing other activities that they have set up. And so I was talking to Rick and Kaye. I was double checking the summer calendar, summer field trip calendar that y'all have in the app. And I made this awful realization that my daughter has been looking forward to going to NASA, but obviously that's next week when she's at camp and not this week. So I need to prepare. But tell me, how did you get started with setting up all those field trips? Because there's multiple every single week.
When I first started the school, my children were small and enrolled in the school. And the first summer, I had my two oldest were elementary age, and I had one or two other after schoolers, and I wanted to go do things with them. And so I took a van load of my students at the time because we were, like I said, just small, just starting out. And I started going on the field trips that I would want to take my children to as a mom. And so we went to the museums, we started going to Splashdown, we went skating, and it just grew. I remember when we very first started out, we couldn't go all the time because we didn't have vehicles. And so we'd have parents volunteer to take. I remember we had a Suburban one time, and I remember we went to the Bluebell Ice Cream Factory,
Ooh.
and we had 34 students that we took with us in various cars and things like that. And I wasn't comfortable with that because of insurance purposes and things and liability. And so we went out and bought a bus. And then once we bought the bus, we started going all the time. And it just kind of has grown. But it's all the things I wanted to do as a mommy if I could take off from work and go and take and do with them over the summer.
That is awesome, and I know they love it, and that's been the biggest thing is because I kind of feel bad. My job requires me 5 days a week. 52 weeks out of the year. So when summer comes, I don't have that job to where I'm off during the summers to hang out with them and do stuff. So it's important that they get to do these activities because they create those memories, but it also enriches their brains. I say brains because I have two kids, not because they have two brains in their head, but it's important for them to be able to go do those things. Hey, good morning, Brittany. How are you this morning? And she reminds me, I'm going to throw up a fancy graphic here as soon as I find it. Where did Rob put it? I know he created it. There it is. Here is our text that we need to be filling out today, or actually this week. This week's keyword is champion. Text the keyword along with your name to 936-339-0139 for your chance to win. And if I'm not mistaken, Rob talked about it being a $50 gift card. You will be getting a shirt from me, the same shirt that Kaye and Rick won, that says "Friends don't let friends wear purple." And then along with that, you will also be getting passes from Brittany to the Color Bar Tanning Salon. So make sure to send your texts in, and we will be drawing a name at the end of the week. Okay, I'm going to bring that back in. Sorry, I am not as smooth as Rob is with this. Okay, awesome. We're back. So I know you gave Rob a really hard time when he referred to all of his student athletes as kids. Now, I don't do that. I use a different word, and I need you. I'm asking you to be judged. When I refer to my daughters in the plural, I say ladies. I'm like, ladies, let's go do this, or ladies, hear me out, So tell me, is that okay?
I like that because a
Okay.
child will raise or lower themselves according to your expectations. So if you're always calling them stupid, then they're going to not achieve and act stupid. So you're calling them a lady or ladies, and the connotation with ladies is that they're going to be upstanding and polite and respectful. And so you are expecting that when you're calling them ladies.
Excellent. Okay, that was my thought process along it, is that they're more than kids, they're more than children, they are my daughters, and so they are ladies, and I just want to make sure that they remember that, and they remember to be respected in that sense, So okay, awesome. I have Kaye's seal of approval on this. That makes me feel really good about myself because I was like, I'm going to ask this question, and
Nothing like being put on the spot. And
yeah. So, okay, Tracy has just logged in, so I'm going to bring her on this, and I've got another cool view for us on here. So, our guest today is Tracy Rikard. And Tracy, I need you to tell me, did I say your last name correct? Rikard?
You were close. It's Rikard.
Rikard. Okay. So I guess the way I'm going to have to remember it is Rikard from Star Trek. Picard's number 2. I know. My nerdom just coming out. It's okay. But Tracy here is the tourism manager for the city of Huntsville. And so we have you on today because someone's birthday is coming up. Can you give us a quick preview on that?
Yeah, it is. Today is an exciting day in Huntsville. It is the city of Huntsville's birthday. We are 188 years old today, so we are celebrating that here in Huntsville within the city and in tourism. So definitely a exciting time, always in the summer.
Excellent. So what are different things that either the city has going on today or this upcoming weekend in celebration of it?
Yeah, so really the big thing that we are doing here in tourism is we are going to host a photography contest on social media. So we'll be posting all about it later today. It'll be on our website, but we are asking the locals to kind of submit some photos of their favorite things in Huntsville, whether it's people, places, things they're doing, their favorite events, anything like that. We just want to kind of celebrate all those things that make Huntsville Huntsville and all the things that we love about it. I always talk about how I came here as a student in 2010 and I wish I could kind of see Huntsville brand new again. And I think this is a great way to do that, of just getting other people's perspective and vision of what they love about Huntsville.
So I came to Huntsville in 06, so just a little bit before you. So I understand what you're saying is that from then to now, it has completely changed. And it's absolutely changed for the better. But because I guess it reminded me, I came from Little Podunk Town that was not even a stoplight. And so I felt like it was just a little bit bigger version of that, but it has grown so much from there. What are things that the tourism department is doing to help grow Huntsville?
Yeah, so we are always promoting Huntsville, whether it's regionally at our conferences, at trade shows. We got to go to a really awesome show last year in Dallas, and we're just trying to tell people what there is to do here. I think there can be a lot of perceptions and connotations of Huntsville, and when we were in Dallas, if I had $1, I swear, for every time someone asked me, "Oh, they let you out," or tried to make some sort of prison joke about whatever they wanted, about Huntsville, I could have retired immediately. I mean, it's just crazy. You get that stuff all the time. And so we're just trying to kind of change some of those messages and let people know that, no, there's a lot of really great stuff going on here. And we want to tell you about it. So that's really what we're doing.
I think when I was in college from 06 to 10, the joke was, oh, we're in Prison City,
Yeah.
But we have grown so much further from that. We've outgrown that. We are no longer just Prison City. And I think, so I'm pretty sure, Rick, have you gone through HLI? Did you and Kaye do it together?
No, we did not. She was class 37, which is not that great. And I was class 38.
And then,
which wasn't great either.
Tracy, you were class what?
I was class 35. Best class ever.
Well, I'm sorry, but 41 was absolutely the best. So sorry for your bad luck. But okay, awesome. So all of us are HLI grads. And so I think what's amazing is that we have all gotten to see a completely different side of Huntsville than the outsider would. And I think that has definitely opened my eyes to how much Huntsville has actually grown, because there's different infrastructures that we've gone through to visit and see and how they've developed. Tracy, talk to me about how important this change from Conference USA is going to be for Sam Houston State University, and what the tourism department is doing to, I guess, not latch on, but I guess go in tow with?
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity. We're excited because it's going to be, first of all, it's brand new teams that are coming into Huntsville. So people that have never been here before probably don't know anything about Huntsville. The teams, they're going to travel. Some of them are traveling further. It might be longer stays. That's always good for us in tourism. We want those heads in hotel beds. Families are traveling. It's just a whole brand new audience. So it's new people that we're getting to expose all those great things about Huntsville too. We're also, the city of Huntsville and tourism, we're partners with Sam Houston Athletics. So we're excited to continue to support them in this transition and just get in front of new people, bigger people. I think there's a lot of alumni that are getting, a reinvigorated kind of excitement about Sam Houston Athletics because of this change. They're excited to see us playing new people and bigger names. And I think that's going to be great for us also. So I'm super excited about it. I think it is going to be a little interesting and strange with some of those weekday football games at home. That'll be interesting to see how that plays over, but I'm definitely excited about it.
That is a big change. You talked about the weekday games.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the majority of our games are Wednesdays and Thursdays, but that is what also gives us the ability on being on TV for those games to be broadcast. So they'll be broadcast from Bowers Stadium.
Yep, exactly. It's going to be great. It's definitely weird, but I'm hoping it's going to get the students really involved because they're not having other options of things to be doing on a Saturday. So I'm hoping that really puts them out there and fills the stands with those students and gets them excited about it. I know Sam Houston football's success is what made me so excited about athletics and being a student at Sam. So I hope they get that too.
So when it comes to those football games, don't forget when Bearcat Alley has moved. So where they do the tailgating now is at the corner of Bobby K. Marks and Bowers Boulevard. So right there at the bottom lot, just below the stadium. It's no longer on the side behind the scorecard. Bearcat Alley is at Bowers Boulevard and Bobby K. Marks. So there will definitely be tons of opportunities for everyone to come by, see all the different departments from Sam Houston there. And then I'll be there. We've got our trailer set up. We'll be right next to the stairs.
We'll be tailgating.
Excellent. Yeah, it's definitely something you don't want to miss out. And then, Tracy, what are different things that us locals, what can we do to help spread the awareness of Huntsville?
So word of mouth is always kind of we want to promote the positives, right? It's so easy to get bogged down in some of these Facebook groups of all the negative things that are going on or things that you might be angry about, but we want to promote the really positive things. So we want you to post the good experiences. We want you to use our hashtag visit Huntsville TX, follow our social media channels. The city has a ton of different social media outlets, whether it's the Parks Department, Main Street, the city itself, tourism. There's a ton of pages out there for you to follow, and I can send you all of those links for everyone to, make sure they stay informed about what's going on, attend community events, shop local, all of that stuff is just huge to support the city and promoting the positive experiences. When the holidays come, invite your family, take them to a new restaurant, try something new. Bring them here instead of you going there. Bring them here and let them be tourists here in Huntsville too.
And then what is the hashtag? So when we're posting on social media, what is the hashtag that we should be using to help share?
Yeah, so for tourism, we really use hashtag visit Huntsville TX. And then you can also use hashtag home sweet Huntsville. That's one that has been around for a while within the city, and I know a lot of people still really use that one, so we'll use both of those.
Okay, excellent. So anytime we're posting about somewhere we visited in Huntsville, great place we've gone out to eat, especially when everybody's taking those amazing food pictures,
Exactly.
Make sure to make those tags so that way the city of Huntsville and the tourism department can share those posts to help get the word out that, hey, we've got some really great food out here. We have wineries, we have a brewery, we have museums, we have plenty of things to do. We have a thriving downtown. It is definitely an amazing place. Kaye, Rick, do you have any questions for Tracy?
Tracy, how do you enjoy your job?
I love my job. It's so much fun out here at this statue. We get to meet people from all over, whether it's all over Texas, the country. I mean, we get out of country visitors, national visitors. It's just insane. It's always something different. The summer's been really exciting because, it's obviously a busier season with people traveling on 45. And it's just, you never know what you're going to get any day. The worst part about my job is trying to chase children off the top of the statue. That happens way more often than you think.
How do they get up there?
They climb using the dang brass letters that are on the front of the statue, and then those letters fall off, and then I have to pay to put those back on, and it's expensive, and it's just a disaster.
So, fun fact of the day, how much does one of those letters cost?
$400.
Oh my goodness.
And that's just for the letter itself, and that's not the cost to put it back on, correct?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
That's more than I make in a year.
Yeah, so we definitely try and, make sure we're telling kids and, big groups when they come, field trip groups and stuff, you got to stay on top of them. They all think it's cool to climb up there.
So I know we have a sign off 45 that it looks more like a speed limit sign than anything else about the visitor center and stuff like that. Is there any way we can just get like a massive 4-foot by 3-foot sign further back, but still visible the road? Be like, don't freaking park here. It's not safe. Come to the visitor center.
Yeah, it's just a constant problem that we've had forever. I want to put a giant sign that just says free up there so people know you don't have to pay to come in here. You don't have to pay to come see the statue. You don't have to park there. If you just come into the parking lot, it's going to be fine. There is wayfinding signage right on 45, and you can't make people read. I wish I could, but you can't. So we just do the best we can.
And then what occasions need to happen for Sam Houston to be lit up in other colors?
Yep, so that is totally up to the city manager's discretion. We don't really get a ton of requests for that kind of thing, but it was a huge deal for that transition into Conference USA for Sam Houston State. And so that was an occasion where we recently had him orange, and then we also had him orange when the Bearcats were in the regionals for baseball. That was a huge deal, and our city council and city manager were really supportive of wanting to make that happen. And so we did it for those occasions, and that's really kind of all we've had so far. I think we did him green at Christmas for the Christmas holiday. So we're just trying to, do what we can. We'll see what comes up.
And then that was actually going to be my other question is, has he been any other colors? So you said green for Christmas. Anything else?
That's all so far. We did a couple of test runs whenever we first got the lights up to see how the colors worked. It's kind of tricky, but that was really the biggest thing, was just transitioning a few colors to see what he would look like, how it looked on 45. It's kind of crazy when you're coming down 75 towards the statue, you can see the big LED light of whatever color it is, and it kind of stands out. It's kind of odd. So that's been interesting to see whenever we have changed it.
Gotcha.
And trying to find the right orange was also very tricky because it would either look yellow or red. It was a mess.
No, I understand needing to use the right orange. Whenever I'm doing art updates for any of the product that we get, they're sending me renderings, and sometimes they refer to it as burnt orange. I'm like, I respond back immediately. I was like, no, you send me something in burnt orange, it's not going to sell. Exactly. So they had to tell me that, well, it's just labeled that in our system, but the color numbers are right. I was like, okay, just telling you, don't send it burnt orange. It doesn't work here. And then what kind of care and upkeep do y'all have to go through to keep Sam looking as good as he does?
Yep. So Sam is a large, massive project, and he takes a lot of care. We're actually in the middle of trying to get some work done on him, some repairs. But we try and power wash him every year, so he gets his bath annually. And then he gets new coats of paint every other couple of years. So we are due for that. we want to, make sure he's looking tip-top shape as often as we can.
My grandkids are very excited every time I go by Good Sam.
Yes, people love him. You would be amazed how many people we get that stop in that say, we've driven by 100 times, but we've never stopped. And today happens to be the day that they stop, and they'll come in, and there's tons of them. We hear it every day.
What's your favorite story?
We had a couple that I want to say it was last summer maybe, and they came in and they were doing a cross-country trip through the United States. They were from Canada. They were in a little RV, and maybe it wasn't last summer because it would have been, all they wanted to do was they wanted to see a rodeo and they wanted to go to a football game. And so we were trying to look all over the country of okay, who's got rodeos going on right now? Who's got a football game? And just all these different things of how could we make this work and help them and guide them to wherever they were going. And they wanted to go to Galveston. Galveston was super interesting to them. And it's fun to meet those people that don't totally know where they're headed yet. They're just along for the ride and be able to kind of influence them and give them ideas of what could be a cool experience.
Rick will be in next week for ideas as to where he's going next.
Perfect. We'll some suggestions.
It's funny, we talked about the right color for Sam, the right color orange. As soon as I just got done saying that, they literally sent me an email for approval on artwork, and it says freaking burnt orange on it. And it's for a coaster. I think it looks really cool. The coaster itself is black, and it says Sam Houston State University with the SH paw and home of the Bearcats 1879. It looks great. I swear to goodness, if this comes in as burnt orange, we're going to have problems. So,
when I was at the university, I worked within the licensing department, and so I approved all of that artwork also. So I'm very familiar with that struggle of what things look like. Is it the right color? It's terrible.
Right, because if it's too light, it's going to look like the University of Tennessee.
Right.
If it's too dark, it's going to look like UT, that burnt orange. You've got to really just play it correctly, because if not, it doesn't sell. Nobody wants anything to do with it. It's wrong. So I get it. Okay, I'm going to show y'all a hat that is not for sale currently, but it is almost like this burnt orange.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
So, I know what they're going for. I know they're going for, a trucker look.
Like a grungy kind of.
Yeah, but it's let them do that on their own,
Exactly.
But I'm going to end up having to try and sell this, and it's just going to sit there because it's a burnt orange. So, Tracy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know Rob likes to do this. He always asks his guests this. And I know you've answered before, so we remember what you said last time, so you're going to have to give a different answer this time. But what is it that you love about Huntsville?
What do I love about Huntsville? I love my job. I love working for the city. It's been a blast. I'm almost, not quite at 5 years, 4.5 years with the city, and I've just loved every second about it. I've learned so much. HLI was obviously a huge experience to learn about the city, but coming to work here, I just see a whole different side for it, and I love my job. I think it's great. I love working for the city.
And then
I'm going to take it.
That works. Your shirt, is that for sale at the statue?
This one is not for sale currently. It is kind of a promo item. So if you come see us at tailgates at Sam Houston games, or if you enter our photography contest for Huntsville's birthday, then we might be able to get you one of these.
But we can find Huntsville merch at the visitor center, correct?
Yes, you can. Please come shop and visit us at our gift shop.
Okay.
We have all kinds of goodies.
I would be very interested in that shirt.
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all got to submit a photo to our photo contest, and we can get you one of these shirts.
Sure. I'll take a picture of Kaye and send it in.
Rick, that's amazing. Best thing of Huntsville is Kaye, his wife.
Well, it is to me.
I get it. I guess, Kaye, I guess you've been hearing that long enough. You no longer blush. Is that correct?
Well, he came here because of me.
Fair.
we did this, or I suggested, because he lived in Houston. I said, I could sell my house and move part way, and he said no. He said, I don't want you on the road. I don't want you traveling. I will move to Huntsville, and he did.
And here we
So,
are.
and commuted back and forth for about 5 years, and then ended up resigning from Shell and coming to work for us. Or,
Rick, now
or
I have
as he said, he married the school, so he went to work for his other boss.
fair. Rick, and now I have tons of questions because I didn't know any of that. So we're gonna have to get a drink one day. I have questions now. So
I've got
I want-
answers. None of them
I
are
wanna
good,
know
but
what
I've
it
got
was like
answers.
for Shell. And then Tracy, I feel like I had one more question, but it just completely went over my head. So, okay. When it comes to submitting the photos, are we submitting them on social media, or do we need to actually go to the city's website?
Yep, so you can email them to me. I'll have my email posted on our social media for that. We're going to do email first and then make sure we can post them all on social media all at once, and then we'll go from there.
Can we submit multiple photos or just one?
You can submit multiples.
Well,
Okay.
Tracy, Kay and I always wear matching shirts, so I'd have to have two. Does that mean I got to submit 2 photos?
2 photos. 2
Oh,
photos, 2
dad
shirts.
burn it. I'm
Send
not even
one
sure.
from your email and one from her email.
Well, I've got multiple emails I can send them from.
You know people in the right places. I'm sure we can hook you up.
Okay.
Tracy, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for sharing the information. Happy birthday to the city of Huntsville. And how old is it again?
88.
188 years old. That's incredible. So,
Yep.
Tracy, thank you much for your time this morning, for sharing with us. And we hope you have a great day. We're going to take a quick break and then we will be right back.
Bye.
Good morning. Rick, how did you take my spot there? I'm going to move you real quick. There we go.
That was dizzying.
Good morning. Good morning. Real quick, friendly reminder. If you have not texted in to win today, this is for the week, and this week's keyword is champion. Text the keyword along with your name to 936-339-0139, and we will draw the winner at the end of the show on Friday. In this prize pack is a $50 gift card, a Friends Don't Let Friends Wear Purple shirt, and free passes to the Color Bar Tanning Salon. So, let me pull this off the screen. Okay, Kay, I want to talk about the field trips again real quick. Which, in your opinion, and then in the opinion of the children, which one do you think is the best? Like, where do you think is the best trip that y'all take the children to?
I think the favorite for everybody is probably NASA. It is the longest. I mean, we leave early in the morning and we get back late at night, and it is a very, very long day. But I have more children that, talk about that trip, more teachers. Oh, I want to go on that trip. More parents sign up to want to go volunteer on that trip. and they pay for their ticket in. We try to negotiate with all the different places we go to get group rates and group passes. And so even if you're a mom and you could take your child to all these places, we get a little bit better rate than you do because we're buying so many tickets. But NASA's the best.
My daughter's going to kill me. So I did not know I could have signed up to be a chaperone either, because that sounds like fun.
Do you want me to take your place over there at the store while you go be chaperone?
Do it. Let's go.
I'm in.
Yeah, the parents pay for their way in.
That's fine.
You know.
Do they ride the bus as well, or do they have to follow behind?
It depends on the availability of the buses.
Okay.
If we have seats on the bus, then the parents can ride on the bus, but sometimes they have to take their own car.
Okay.
And I've been on the NASA trip. It is a good one.
So because my daughter said that she's never gone to NASA, and I go, that's not true. I could pull up the pictures right now that we've been to NASA, but I guess it was so long ago that Olivia was still in a stroller at the time. So it has been almost 4 or 5 years since we've gone. So we are due up, and now I'm going to owe her big. So I think I need to start planning a trip to NASA because she's going to miss out. So,
well, give me advance notice. Maybe we'll take the van.
Listen, that van is comfy.
Yeah.
The van itself is like a rocket ship,
Yeah.
There's so much room in that van, and I've never been. And when for everybody who's trying to figure out what he's talking about his minivan that is like high tech space shuttle, massive amount of room that comfortably fits 7 people, 7 full size adults. Like it's crazy on how much room they're getting in these minivans now, which I understand is like the new Suburban. When I grew up, my parents both had Suburbans. Like it was because there was 4 of us. So 4 of us plus the 2 adults, we needed the space. My friend Matthew, his family, the Villarreals, they had something even bigger. It was like a cargo van, but not like those basic white ones. It still had the captain's chairs up in the front and then the bench seat in the back, but it had like curtains down the side and it had a TV in it. Like this thing was high tech, but
Conversion van.
Yeah,
I guess so. Because they had 4. There was a family of 6 as well, and so whenever we would go anywhere, we had massive vehicles to take everybody. So the minivan has turned into that because there's a need for it. But I'm on the brink of that. I'm on the verge of it, and I'm trying not to make that crossover. Like we just barely fit in my truck now, and so I'm just like, man, I don't want to be the minivan guy. I don't want to. I don't need to.
I actually enjoy my minivan. I prefer it, or sometimes I'll drive it instead of one of the sports cars.
Listen, your Thunderbirds should never be compared to that minivan. They are treasures, sir. And so, listen. Oh, thank you again for letting me drive one during the Christmas parade.
It's
that
coming
was
up
a
again.
blast. Listen, you honestly fulfilled a childhood dream of mine, because I think it was because in one of the 007 movies, like when I was like a young teenager, that was the car, and so they're heavily promoting it. And then they did the cross promotion between 007 and Ford with that vehicle, and I remember having different pictures of Thunderbirds as the screensavers on my computer at the time growing up. So
I actually own that 007 T-Bird.
Do you really?
Yeah, Kaye's driving it today.
How many T-Birds do you have right now?
We have 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Somebody has a problem, and it's not Kaye.
Somebody has a problem, and it's not Kaye.
Just a little
problem.
What?
That's very accurate.
And what's funny about that is some people, like our minivan, cost about four of those Thunderbirds.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
we have been able to buy the Thunderbirds when they were going down in value, and now they're going back up in value. But we were able to acquire them at a very, very reasonable price.
It's because they're coming to that age. What is it, 20, 25 years?
Yeah, they're
That
getting between 20 and 25 years old.
that they become classics.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so during the Christmas parade, it was awesome because my youngest, she was wearing this brand new red dress she had. It had like a black shawl to it, and she got to sit. You told us how to sit on it correctly, but sit on the back, on the top, but to make sure there's still support and safe. And she just sat up there and she was just waving. Here, I'll put my arm over here. Okay. She was just waving and she was like, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all. And I was just like, my baby. She had a blast. We were throwing out candy. We had so much fun. I barely fit in the car. It was awesome. I really couldn't fit in the car unless the top was down. So thank God we were doing that.
Garrick
But
is much taller than I am.
and that's the thing is that it's not even a size thing because I'm a big dude, but it's a height thing, and I'm just like, man, I love these sports cars. But the first time I got into it, I banged my head square on the side right here. It was like, oh.
The
was
seat
awful.
actually adjusts down for taller people. My dad is 6'4" and he has a Thunderbird.
Really?
After we bought one, he had to buy one. But he has a Thunderbird, and he can adjust the seats and fit nicely and comfortably in it.
Thanks for the advice, Rick.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you bumped your head. I had the top down.
Well, it's set for Rick's height.
Yeah, I'm short. Remember?
I know you're not that much shorter than I am.
Yeah, 5'8".
Okay, Kyle is saying that you never get pulled over in a minivan, but I can't imagine that being true. If you're breaking the law, you're breaking the law, right?
Well, I've never been pulled over in a minivan. I have been pulled over in the Thunderbird.
Well, I would hope you would be pulled over in a Thunderbird.
Twice. Once I didn't have I bought one. I didn't have the front tag on it. I drove to Amarillo and highway patrol stopped me. Said, hey, you got to have a front tag. So I didn't get a ticket. Just told me to get a front tag. And the second time I was coming from church and I was having a discussion with my wife. Went through a yellow light. We weren't really arguing. I don't remember, but I was not paying attention to what I should have been paying attention to.
And you went through a red light, and he's like, no, it was yellow. And about that time, beep, beep.
And once again,
so
one of those, don't do that again. That was it.
But
okay,
I will tell you that time we got pulled over, the officers, there were two of them, and they came up on both sides of the car. And I don't know who they thought was in the car or whatever, but both of them came out on both sides of the car. And, we rolled down both windows, had our hands plain in sight, and identified that we were CHL holders. And, you go through the right thing when a police officer pulls you over and you don't have problems.
No, absolutely not. So it is 7:45. We're getting towards the end of the show. I forgot this yesterday. But today, let's talk about the national day of the day today. It is National Simplicity Day. So it's on my calendar. I had no clue what it was, so I had to look it up. National Simplicity Day is celebrated on July 12th every year to honor the birthday of Henry David Thoreau, a philosopher who advocated for a simple life. So Thoreau believed that by simplifying our lives, we could reduce stress, increase productivity, and live more fulfilling lives.
Well, that could go into today's Wednesday Wisdom.
Ooh, what do you have for us?
Well, I try to live by the KISS principle.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. We,
Oh,
we would
well,
avoid that last word.
yes, we don't use that last word, but so it's keep it simple. Keep it simple. Wait, super simple. Keep it super simple.
That's a better way of putting it than I was going to put it. So
Yeah, that's not the way I was told it meant, but
No, it's
okay.
not the way I was told it was meant either. But since that is one of the words at the school that we do not use, it's one of the S words. Um, I use the KISS principle, which is keep it super simple. So it goes right into Simple Day.
See, she's
awesome.
an
Well,
educator.
that
She
worked
came
out
up with that
perfectly.
herself.
Sorry, Rick. Say that again.
Said she's an educator. She came up with that herself.
I believe it. So we are clearly in the presence of a woman much brighter than you and I, Rick. So
I have no comment.
speaking truth, sir. We're speaking truth. So well, awesome. I greatly appreciate y'all being on with me today. One more time, I'm going to share the keyword this week. This week's keyword is champion. Text the keyword along with your name to 936-339-0139 for your chance to win. At the end of the week, we are doing a $50 gift card, a Friends Don't Let Friends Wear Purple t-shirt, and then free passes to the Color Bar Tanning Salon. So make sure you get that in. Before we end today, any last words or thoughts that you want to share with the group?
I
So
think
it's
you're doing a
champion.
great job.
Yeah, it's champion because the size of the baby that was born, it takes a champion to deliver that size baby.
You're telling me, like, I can never imagine doing something like that, and it's not often that you hear a child of that size being born. Like, I know it's probably got to be close to like Guinness World Record, you know. So
I think that's about 15 pounds, actually, if I'm not mistaken. It's either 13 or 15.
So Rob is a tall gentleman, but I'm just assuming he's going to follow in his father's footsteps when it comes to height. So yeah. He's got the opportunity to play some sports there. So, but
actually, if you take a child's height at the age of 2 on their second birthday and you double it, you will get within an inch or two of how tall they'll be when they're grow up.
It's actually 2 inches either way.
Really?
My children were right on the money.
Huh. Another fun fact. So awesome. Well, I greatly appreciate y'all too. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It was very enjoyable. Rick, I'm going to see you later today to get your tumblers.
I will try to be by there.
I
can't promise anything because things are going on here at school.
I understand, but in the middle of gophering, you know.
Well, I may corral him for bathroom breaks today.
Ooh, okay.
It's very entertaining when a teacher needs to go to the bathroom and Mr. Rick goes in there for a few minutes. The children love it.
You know what? I was thinking about that because there's a couple times we've like passed you in the hallway or passed you in the different walkways behind the school. And I guess you don't do the bathroom breaks for the after school kids because I don't think my daughters recognized you. They had no clue who you are. And then here I am just standing there talking to you, you know, shaking hands, shooting the blah, blah. And so they're just like, Dad, come on, let's go. Who's that guy? He doesn't matter. Let's go. Come on. So
I'm used to not mattering. It's great.
Well, but you just need to spend a little bit more time with the after school kids.
The younger children that I go do, you know, it can't be unsupervised.
Oh no, absolutely not. So
he was out on the playground a while back, and we have this little like school bus thing, and he was standing on it and shaking it or, you know, doing something. I walked out and all these children are on the bus with him. All the other children are kind of watching him. And then the 2-year-olds that have a separate fence, they're all up against the fence like this, watching him. He had 95% of the playground entertained with what they were doing on the school bus. And there's
We
maybe
were
5
driving
children.
to school.
There's like maybe 5 children elsewhere. The teachers are just like, they could do something like that, and you might have 5 or 6 children around or something. Rick does something like that, and that they all congregate.
Absolutely.
He has a gift. If I could just get him to use it more often.
I have a gift for not being there when I'm needed.
Well, awesome. Thank y'all again for being on with us. Thank you for being a Foundation 5 sponsor. I know that I enjoy watching y'all in the mornings, and so I know everyone else does too. So thank y'all so much. But
Eric, we appreciate you being here.
Yes.
No problem. When Rob asked, I was happy to help. And then he was even talking about, I'll throw you a couple bucks. It's like, no, man, no, not at all. This is fun. I get to have fun. I don't like waking up early in the morning, but but at least I'm having fun doing it, So I was like, it's easy for me to volunteer this time. So
George is asking how big the baby is.
So Santa George was asking 11 pounds, 10 ounces.
Wow.
11 pounds, 10 ounces. So healthy baby boy. So, and then Kyle here saying Rick and his magnetic energy.
Well, Kyle has helped me go get 1 or 2 Thunderbirds.
Oh, lucky. Give me a call next time. I got you.
No. He's got enough.
I need one more. I got to get one more.
You know what, Rick? If you find one, let me know, and then maybe I'll hold on to it for you.
You have a covered garage?
I'll pay for storage.
Okay, Garrick, we'll discuss it over a beer.
Sounds good. Okay.
Break.
Okay,
we'll
that's
discuss it over a tea.
Tea. Okay, that's it. I'm calling it. Thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a great day. Huntsville, I hope y'all have a great day. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, smile. It increases your face value. And let's have a positive and a wonderful Wednesday. Thank y'all. Kaye, Rick, y'all have a great day today.
And happy birthday, Huntsville.
Happy birthday, Huntsville.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.